What's up, guys? Silent Troll here. Today we're going to be going over Marksmanship Hunter PvP patch 5.4. Today we're going to be talking about stat priority, gems reforging and enchants, talents and glyphs, and then at the very end I'm going to give you my rotation, and then also some situational situations as a hunter. As you guys know, in PvP they come quite frequently. So let's get started. For stat priority, what we're going to be doing, first of all, before anything, hit and expertise cap must be at 3%, guys. I mean, your base gear will do it, but if it's not, make sure it is. For the meta gem, I got the 665 PvP power and the 775 PvP resilience. If you have the opportunity, get this gem. It's really good. For the red gems, I got 320 agility for my jewel crafting. So for red gems, just get the go all agility for those gems. For yellow, we got the 80 agility, 160 crit. So for all the yellow gems, go with the agility and crit. Those are the best. Same thing here, 320 agility, and then got the agility and crit for the yellow. For the blue gems, I do 80 agility, 80 PvP power. The PvP power ties in with all my socket bonuses, my meta gem, and then also for my set bonus, I get my PvP power, and then for 6 seconds after using Arcane Shot, your PvP power is increased by 800. So it's just a little extra PvP power for the blue gems, and also you get the agility boost for those. So that's a good thing to have. Same thing here, red 160 agility, and then for the blue gems you get the 80 agility, 80 PvP power, and so forth. So now we're going to be moving into enchanting. Head pieces don't have enchants anymore. Neck piece, shoulders, you want the 200 agility, 100 critical strike. It's good to have. Back piece, 180 critical strike. Most people for this, they get the 80 stat bonus. I mean, it's okay, but I like the 200 PvP resilience just because it gives you that extra bit of resilience. I mean, it is PvP, guys. We try to stay alive. That's what we're doing here. So, I mean, either or is good, but I choose the 200 PvP resilience for that. For the bracers, 180 agility. For your weapon, you want Lord Blastington, Scope of Doom, which is good to have. For this, I'm going to have 170 haste, which I will get into that as soon as I tell you about reforging. For the belt buckle, obviously you get your extra gem in there. For your pants or your legs, 285 agility, 165 crit. For your boots, 140 agility, minor run speed increase, which is vital for PvP because to kite you want to have that extra boost. So definitely get that enchant. And then that's it for enchants. For reforging, I reforge for crit and haste. I don't like mastery. Mastery for marksmanship, I think, kind of sucks. Definitely not worth having. Crit and haste are so much better combined, which is why I got 170 haste on my gloves. So for the headpiece, I reforged crit for mastery. For my chest piece, I reforged haste for mastery since I couldn't do critical strike because it's already a stat on that piece. Same thing here, crit for mastery, couldn't do haste because haste is already a stat. On my weapon, I reforged mastery for haste. Very good to do. Let's see, for my belt, haste for mastery. So pretty much, guys, anywhere that you can reforge haste or crit, you definitely want to do that, except when, obviously, in some situations like this, crit is already on the item, so you can only reforge for haste, but it's always going to be crit over haste if you have the option to do so. So just keep that in mind. Now we're going to move in to talents and glyphs. And guys, just so you guys know, I'm not the best hunter out there. I'm just trying to give you guys some advice to make you a better PvP player. So you can either take it from me or you can just kind of do whatever you want. But for me, I've been playing this game for about 6 years now, and this is what I've learned to be the best, and this is the way I play. And not to brag, but I'm actually pretty good at this game, so just keep that in mind as well. For the tier 1 level 15 talent, I use post haste. Post haste because personally I like to have the speed advantage rather than to root them in the ground for 8 seconds, which in PvP is like 4, something like that. So I'd rather have that speed increase advantage over them rather than the narrow escape. Crouch to the Tiger hitting Chimera. It's okay. I wouldn't use it. It's not viable in this patch. So definitely one of these. Mainly post haste is used for BGs. Narrow escape is mainly for arenas, but I use post haste in both. So either one of these will do. Pretty much it's preference, what you like better. So I go with post haste. All right, moving on. Tier 2 talents for level 30. Intimidation. I mean, all these are okay for PvP. Wyvern Sting. I used to use Wyvern Sting for arenas to get the CC chain in with freezing trap, but I've come to actually like intimidation a little bit better. Reason being, if I can stun my target for 3 seconds, which is also 3 seconds of PvP as well, I pick when they're stunned, my pet will instantly get to them, which is with blink strikes down here, which I'll get to that in a little bit. But I can stun my target and I can instantly burst on that target while they're stunned, and there's nothing they can do about it. So Wyvern Sting, Intimidation. I mean, arenas, Wyvern Sting is good for the CC chain. Binding Shot, I don't really like the mechanics of it. I tried it, don't really like it. I mean, to each his own. I use Intimidation. This is the only talent of the 6 that people may question me on. Intimidation is just something that I use and always have. So yeah, so I go with Intimidation. Tier 3 talent, level 45, Spirit Bond. You want Spirit Bond. Spirit Bond is you regenerate 3% of your total health every 2 seconds. It's good in BGs when you have no healer. It keeps you alive while you're kiting. It's just something good to have. Aspect of the Iron Hawk is good in arenas if you're with a healer. It's pretty much a thing. Hey, I don't trust my healer. I'm going to use Aspect of the Iron Hawk. Take 15% less damage. Oh, wait. 10% less damage. Sorry, it used to be 15. So that's good to have as well. I like Spirit Bond. Spirit Bond is definitely what I choose over the 3. Exhilaration sucks. Ever since Readiness has been gone, it just sucks. I just think 30% of your maximum health every 2 minutes is nothing. I mean, this heals you 3% of your max health every 2 seconds, and this is 30% of your maximum health instantly every 2 minutes. So I mean, Spirit Bond definitely wins. So yeah, either Aspect of the Iron Hawk or Spirit Bond. I use Spirit Bond. So like I said, Aspect of the Iron Hawk is only if you're with a healer. This is pretty much self-explanatory. So let's move on to tier 4, level 60 talent. Throw the Hunt for this specific tier. This is the only talent you want to use between the 3. I'll get to that in a little bit when I show you my rotation. Let me give you guys a quick note. Throw the Hunt. The only time you will ever use Arcane Shot is when Throw the Hunt is active. You'll never use it when Throw the Hunt is not active. Only use Arcane Shot while Throw the Hunt is active. If you're using it while it's not, you're doing it wrong, and you don't want to do that. It's not a good thing to do. So the tier 5 talent, level 75. I use Blink Strike. Link's Rush sucks. Don't use it. It's horrible. It has been for the past couple patches. Murder of Crows, it's okay. The thing about it is it's so expensive when it comes to focus cost. Focus cost for Murder of Crows, 60 focus. It depletes more than a half of your focus, and it's just not worth it. I mean, it does decent damage, and I mean, if you use Murder of Crows against an enemy hunter or something like that, I mean, it cuts through the deterrence, but the focus cost is just not worth it. Blink Strike is a lot better, especially if you're using a bird as a pet. You can get your bird directly to your target for the disarm effect, and like I said, for intimidation, instantly blinks behind the target. I can stun them real quick and then get my burst on them. So I use Blink Strike, which I think is probably the best one of the three because of the focus cost on Murder of Crows. So anyways, Tier 6, level 90. Power Shot. Power Shot is a lot of fun, guys, especially if you're in BGs. You want to shoot someone off a cliff or something dumb like that. But if you're playing serious, every hunter needs to be using Glaive Toss. Glaive Toss is focus efficient. It's only 15 focus. It does a decent amount of damage. They're slowed, and it's just the all around hunter ability. I mean, it's just something you need to have. Like, their movement speed is reduced by 30% for 3 seconds, so it's almost like a concussive shot every time you use Glaive Toss. So definitely, guys, Glaive Toss is what you want to be using in this situation. So yeah, guys, that's it for talents. Let's move on to glyphs. Like I said before, PvP, you want to stay alive. That's the whole reason why you're here. You want to have the healing and the resilience over the others while you're doing a max amount of damage. So people may question why I use these glyphs. I use them because this is what I find best. I've tried most all of them. This is just what I prefer. Aim shot, you don't want to use it. You'll never ever be casting aim shot unless it's procced by your steady shot for an instant cast. So this is pretty much a pointless glyph. Animal Bond, yes, I do have Animal Bond. While you and your pet are active, all healing done to you and your pet is increased by 10%. 10%, guys. That's amazing. So that incorporates with your Chimera Shot heal, which is 7% of your total health. So 10% on top of that 7%, and then just everything else, guys. It's just something you need to have for your self-healing. It keeps you alive, keeps your health regenerating fast. Something you need to have. Black Ice, it's okay if you use your Ice Trap. Personally, I don't really use Ice Trap as much as I should. I mean, it's definitely a good tool to have, but I just don't use it as much. So it's a good glyph, but it's just something I don't use. Camouflage provides stealth while moving, but your speed is reduced by 50%. Good for arenas. Battlegrounds, not so much. I mean, it's okay. I'd prefer one of the three that I have as of right now over Camouflage, but it's definitely something to look at. I mean, it can be swapped between one of these if you want to use it for a period of time, but these are definitely the three core glyphs that I use. Deterrence increases the damage reduction granted by deterrence by 20%. All that means, guys, is if you have a dot on you or a couple dots or something like that, that damage is reduced by 20%. So if deterrence only lasts for 5 seconds, you're getting 20% less damage from dots for 5 seconds. To me, that's not very good. I mean, it's okay. You can use it if you want, but that's just personally what I don't want to use. So I don't. But Chimera Shot, yes, I do use Chimera Shot, Glyph Chimera Shot. Increases the healing you receive from your Chimera Shot by an additional 2% of your maximum health. Okay. 7% of your maximum health is restored to you every time you cast Chimera Shot. With the glyph, that's 9%. Okay? 9% of your maximum health every 9 seconds. Every time you cast Chimera Shot. That's amazing, guys. That's something that keeps you alive. It's something that you want to use. And 9% of your maximum health every 9 seconds on top of your Spirit Bond, which is 3% every 2 seconds. And then on top of that, all your healing is increased by 10%. You're going to be pumping out a lot of healing, guys. And that's something that I find viable in PvP. I mean, that's just what I use. Like I said, take it from me. This is what I do. So yeah, disengage. Increase the distance you travel when you disengage. Not really worth it. Distracting shot. It's completely stupid. We're not even gonna look at that. We're not beast mastery. Camouflage reduces your spell damage taken by 10%. We're not doing that. That's a pointless glyph. Explosive trap. This is one that I almost replaced with this glyph right here. Explosive trap is good because if you scatter freezing trap someone and then you want to push them to the side, there's a way to get them in the ice block and then push them to the side of the arena so they're out of the way. Or you can use it as a defense mechanism to knock people back, kind of like a thunderstorm for shamans. It's okay. I mean, if you know how to kite, you don't really need to use it. Like I said, I'd rather have one of the 3 core glyphs that I use right now. It's definitely optional, but me personally, I don't use it. So yeah. Freezing trap. This is another one. When your freezing trap breaks, the victim's movement speed is reduced by 70% for 4 seconds. It's pretty good. The only reason why I don't use it is because I only really use freezing trap for a CC. If their movement speed is reduced by 70% for 4 seconds, it's not really worth it. As compared to something else. Like I said, it's, like explosive trap is definitely optional if that's what you want, but I don't use it. Ice trap. Like I said, I don't use ice trap that much, so this wouldn't really apply to me. Liberation. When you disengage, you're healed for 5% of your total health. Pretty good. You're disengaged, 20-second cooldown, so pretty much every time you use disengage, you get 5% of your health. Honestly, I already have too many healing glyphs and abilities, so I'd pick something else in this 3rd slot for that, which I find more viable as compared to liberation. Master's Call, increase the duration of your Master's Call by 4 seconds. So pretty much meaning you're free from any snares or rooting effects for 4 more seconds. It's okay. Don't really use it. Min Pet, that's if you're soloing a boss or something like that. Mending, same thing. It's pretty much to heal your pet if you're ever PvE soloing a boss, maybe an older raid or something, you'd use something like this. Mirrored Blades, this is what I use. When attacked by a spell, while in deterrence, you have a 100% chance to reflect it back at the attacker. Not only does this make your deterrence make you take no damage, but it also takes the damage that you would have taken and send it back to the attacker. That includes hexes, polymorphs, anything, spellcasting, mages, warlocks, anything, fears, all goes back to the attacker. And you can do that twice because deterrence now has a 2 charges. So every time you see something about to happen, polymorph, a hex, you can actually pop deterrence, send it right back to the attacker. They're the ones that get hexed and not you, and then they CC themselves pretty much. So I find that viable in PvP, and that's the way to use it defensively. And to use it offensively, you say you're up against a warlock and he sends a chaos bolt at you, pop deterrence, send it right back at them, and it damages them instead of you. So they're the ones that get affected. So it's definitely something that I use. I like to use it. And pretty much, guys, I mean, the rest of them they're pretty not really viable. I mean, Solace, I know a lot of people use Solace. honestly, it's okay. I mean, like I said, if you know what you're doing, then you don't really need to use this. So these are definitely the three that I pick, and I find them the most useful of the talents. For the minor glyphs, there is one that I use specifically, Glyph of the Aspect of the Cheetah. Pretty much what this means is when you're in Aspect of the Cheetah, as so, you are not, when you get hit, you're not dazed. You keep moving, but your aspect disappears and you go normal speed. So I'll get into that when I show you my macros a little bit later. So definitely have that. Good for Revive Pet. I mean, these pretty much are cosmetics. I mean, especially Stampede. Revive Pet, just the pushback suffered from damaging attacks while casting Revive Pet is reduced by 100%. So pretty much my pet dies in a battleground or arena, God forbid. I can revive my pet without having the pushback suffered from damage. So I mean, that's something good to have, just because. So yeah. Now we're gonna move into my rotation. What I do. This is what I do when I open up on a target. But before we do that, I'm gonna show you a few macros that I use. Okay. Hunter's Mark. Most people don't use Hunter's Mark. The only reason why I ever use Hunter's Mark is for rogues, and pretty much anyone that goes in stealth, feral druids, stuff like that. So Hunter's Mark / pet attack. So pretty much what happens is, here's the dummy, Hunter's Mark, my pet goes for it. So that's good. These are all BM. Kill shot. Kill shot, silencing shot, scatter shot, feign death, disengage, concussive shot. All these macros that I use have a stop casting ability. What that means is when I'm casting a steady shot, if I need to get off a scatter shot before waiting for the cast for steady shot to be over with, it'll automatically cancel my steady shot and instantly do my scatter shot. So say Mage is casting Polymorph on you and you're in the middle of a steady shot and you need to use silencing shot or scatter shot or something to interrupt that spell. Like this, I can get that spell off by interrupting my steady shot. No harm done there. So yeah, it's definitely something good to use. Same thing, feign death, steady shot. I need to get my feign death to interrupt a spell. It's right there. So pretty much kill shot, silencing shot, scatter shot, feign death, disengage. It all has that stop casting ability, so I can just pretty much cast it whenever I need to. So that's good. My deterrence macro. Pretty much what this does, it actually has my spirit mend for my spirit beast for beast mastery, but in this case for marksmanship, all it does, it has a stop casting ability, so I can use it whenever I need to. And this is why I got the glyph of Aspect of the Cheetah. So when I cast my deterrence, it automatically pops my Aspect of the Cheetah. So I run faster to kite and get away. So that's good to have. So if I ever get hit while deterrence is off and I still have Aspect of the Cheetah on, I'm not dazed, I'm only taken off Aspect of the Cheetah. So something good to have there. Let's move on to steady shot macro. This one right here, slash pet attack. I use that for most all my abilities, the slash pet attack, because it's viable for your pet to be attacking the target that you're attacking. So it's a make you or break you type of situation. So definitely make sure that your pet is attacking what you're attacking. So slash pet attack, I use my racial, which increases my haste. I use rapid fire, and I use steady shot. So pretty much as soon as I cast steady shot, both of those proc at the same time, and my steady shots are going off at an unbelievable amount of rate. So it's really good to do. Arcane shot, pet attack. Like I said, it's something good to do, to have your pet attack the same target you are. Serpent sting. This right here, I cast Aspect of the Hawk, so if I'm ever in my deterrence and my aspect of the cheetah procs, get right back into Aspect of the Hawk by simply casting my Serpent Sting or Chimera Shot or whatever has Aspect of the Iron Hawk included in the macro that I have. So that's good. Same thing with Glaive Toss, has that stop casting ability, slash pet attack, disengage, stop casting, concussive shot, stop casting. Camouflage, this is good when I start out in an arena. What I'll do is I'll go in camouflage, instantly cast the Aspect of the Cheetah, which is another reason why I got the glyph, because I use Aspect of the Cheetah quite a bit. So something good to have. Again, for the macros, I think that's it. Oh, this is one of the most important macros. Actually, most people have a what we call burst macro. I don't have a macro specifically designed to proc all my bursts. Pretty much what I do is it's incorporated into my spell. So every time I cast that spell, it'll proc my burst, meaning I'll get the most out of my Chimera Shot every time my trinket is ready. So this right here, I have Aspect of the Hawk, stop casting ability, slash pet attack. I got my trinket in there, and then I finally have cast Chimera Shot. So pretty much what happens is every time I cast Chimera Shot, I'm about to burst on an enemy, if my trinket is ready, that is. Same thing with my steady shot. It procs my racial and rapid fire, so whenever that's ready, I click on steady shot, it procs it automatically. It's a good thing to do. Some people don't like to do it that way. Personally, I find it to be good, because as soon as I'm ready to do it, it procs all my abilities at once. So that's the way I do it. Alright, this right here will be a demonstration of how I do my rotation, but as you guys know, PvP doesn't really have a rotation, it's just all situational. But say this were my target, this is what I would be doing to attack him. Unless it would be a rogue or a feral druid, I would cast Hunter's Mark, Serpent Sting, Chimera Shot, Glaive Toss, 1, 2, 3, only because Thrill of the Hunt, Steady Shot, procs my stuff, Chimera Shot, Steady Shot till I get my focus back, Glaive Toss is ready right now, Steady Shot, Chimera Shot, Aim Shot. Notice how I'm not using Arcane Shot because Thrill of the Hunt is not active. Chimera Shot, Steady Shot until Glaive Toss is ready. Glaive Toss is ready. Steady Shot, Chimera Shot, Aim Shot, and so forth. Guys, most people don't use Serpent Sting because they don't find it viable in PvP. But as you can see, it's proccing for 7k about every single second. So it's definitely something you have to have on your target. You only have to use it once during a fight. It only costs 15 focus. Your Chimera Shot refreshes the duration of it. So you only need to cast it once. So definitely make sure you start off your rotation with Serpent Sting, as followed by Chimera Shot, Glaive Toss, Steady Shot until Chimera Shot or Glaive Toss is ready. And remember, only use Arcane Shot when Thrill of the Hunt is active. Don't use it while it's not active and it's just standard like this. So just keep that in mind. Again, guys, I want to show you something that I use. I'm going to give you an example of what I would use Intimidation for. Most of you may question why I have Intimidation as a talent. I'm going to show you real quick before I go. So pretty much when I start off with my burst, most people don't expect someone to use their burst in the beginning of a duel or a battle. So that's the way that I do it. So sometimes I will do a Hunter's Mark, Intimidation, and then use all my bursts all at once to get while they're stunned, so they can't do anything. So, oh yeah, and one more thing. If Throw the Hunt procs twice in a row, only use it once and then use Steady Shot to regain your focus. And then once you use Chimera Shot and Glaive Toss, then you can come back and do your second proc that you get from it. Like it procced right there, I'm going to use Steady Shot instead until this is ready. So I use Chimera Shot and that, and then I can come back and use this. 1, 2, 3, and then proc again. Wow, I was procking a lot. So yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, if you have any questions, just leave a comment below. Subscribe. Yeah, we'll see you later.